Kurt's a cowboy with a little hat on top, and he's got gold medals that he won with a broken frickin' neck. I'm John Renton with the Retro Review of WWE Smackdown from July 5th, 2001, taking place inside the Tacoma Dome, yes, that very same venue that hosted the previous Raw, where Booker T and Buff Bagwell for the WCW Championship closed out the show, and the crowd received it so well that they booed out of the motherfucking building, treating them like they were the worst people, and in the case of Buff Bagwell, one of the worst wrestlers that they've seen featured in a championship match. The only person that probably thought they belonged there was Buff Bagwell, because Buff Bagwell was nothing more than a mid-card guy, unless he was in tag teams. And even then, he was always the worst member of any tag team he was involved in. And if you can't tell, yes, there are fireworks. Yes, baby, they're fireworks. Come on, let your colors burst. Come on, let them fly, 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 and shoot across the motherfucking sky. But anyway, yes, that match was so well received that the crowd decided to boo the fuck out of them and then cheer Austin and Angle, who were heels, by the way, beating up those two WCW guys. And then they ended up on the streets of Tacoma, where I'm certain that Buff Bagwell and Booker T probably had to take several goddamn pressure wash showers, because anybody that's been near Tacoma doesn't want to even walk on the streets of Tacoma. Nobody likes the streets of Tacoma. The streets of Tacoma don't like the fucking streets of Tacoma, and they're the goddamn streets of Tacoma. And I've said streets of Tacoma so goddamn much that it's lost all goddamn meaning. What I'm trying to say, there are some really cool goddamn people in Tacoma, but fucking hell, I don't even want to get out of my goddamn car in Tacoma. Anyway, enough about Washington State geography. This is continuing the Invasion Angle coverage. It will end after Survivor Series 2001 with the Raw right after that pay-per-view. Maybe I'll continue through the end of 2001. I don't know. But anyway, we get recaps of Tori's Deception. 3 minutes of it. 3 minutes of this 92-minute episode were taken up by recaps in the beginning. Some things never change. So we're starting with a match. What year is it? It's 2001. I just said it. I don't know why I need to remind myself. Jericho and Spike Dudley versus the Dudleys for the tag titles. Hot start was up to Devon because, Bubba was being stupid and distracting the referee while his brother, the half-brother, whatever, was getting beat up. And then Spike gets targeted a bit. Hot tag to Jericho. Spike gets tagged back in, and even though he tried, got hit with the 3D, 1, 2, 3. There you go. Then Austin and Deborah, Austin comes in, and Deborah's carrying the gifts and says, well, Steve, my pants and my underwear were around my ankles. They deceived me. They hurt me. They hurt his pride, even though I think I don't think Vince's pride can be hurt at this point. But this is after Tori and Linda had deceived him and everything. And to be fair, it would have been easy to be deceived by Tori back then. So Deborah says, in my opinion, Mr. McMahon, you totally got what you deserve. And Austin says, I got these from Texas. So it's like, should we open them now? Let's open them together. So they get cowboy hats. And then Kurt comes in. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but you're wearing identical cowboy hats, because Kurt was fucking great during the Invasion Angle. He just was. He got to really flex his comedy muscles, and he was really, really good. He says, well, you got Vince and yourself a gift, but you didn't get me one. He says, well, I didn't forget about you. I like you. Not much, but I like you. And then he gets him a cowboy hat, and it's a little cowboy hat, and I just God damn it, Kurt. And Kurt knew, and Kurt just embraced it. It was so goddamn good. I feel like a real cowboy. I feel like a real boy. Yippee-ki-yay. It was so goddamn good. Then the referees of WWE and WCW were arguing, and Earl and Nick Patrick decided to have a bit of a scuffle. I think this would lead to a match at the Invasion Angle, if I remember correctly, and oh dear. So we get Crash Holly and Jacqueline, or Jaqueline. Thank you very much, Derb. I will never unhear that. Crash is out for revenge. Jacqueline, it's tough for the most guys, focused on the arm, and eventually hit a top rope hurricanrana. 1, 2, 3. Thanks for coming, Crash. Real shame that he died, like about, I think, 2 years after that. He died sometime in 2003, I recall correctly. Really sad. RC Cola Rewind. Is RC Cola in your area? Answers in the comments, please. Jeff was saving Trish, and then Trish thanks Jeff for saving her, and he's like, I didn't save you. I mean, I'm glad that you're okay, but I wasn't trying to save you. I was trying to beat up Big Show. And then Matt and Lita are like, what the hell are you doing? What do you mean, what am I doing? So Booker's then confronted by the locker room, and he says he will, carry the WCW banner and defend the title tonight and everything. And Haku was there, and Haku didn't beat anybody up, so he must have been having a good day. I know that Haku actually will only do that if pushed, but seriously, Haku's goddamn tough. I wouldn't mess with him now, and he's in his early 60s. So Vince tells Kurt to answer the door, because we're backstage again, and Kurt said, somebody was asking for you, Vince. And it was somebody that served him divorce papers. I had to be in court on the 23rd. Conveniently, the day right after the invasion angle, where Austin will join the alliance. Huh, convenient. Anyway, then Austin says, give me the hat back. And he's like, no, if I do that, you're an Indian giver. It's like, you're a jackass, an Indian giver, jackass. Please, guys, I just got subpoenaed. Why this worked, I have no idea. And then we have Kidman versus Gregory Helms, not Shane Helms anymore, not Sugar Shane Helms. Didn't have the Dancing Girls, more in the pity. WCW Cruiserweight Championship match. Helms had won the championship at Greed, I believe, if I recall correctly. I know that it was just a few months ago, but some of that shit blends together. But anyway, Arn and Scott Hudson were on commentary, and it wasn't bad. The crowd didn't give a shit because they were trained to believe WCW was inferior. Which, to be fair, by the last year, they were. I mean, even though the talent was good, the product was inferior. X-Pac was watching TV backstage normally. Gee, what's happened in 20 years? So the sign, WCW bankrupt for a reason. That was funny. Nightmare on Elm Street for 2, and then a variation of a sit-out, a reverse pedigree. I don't know if that was BK. I don't think that was BK Bomb. But Kidman gets victory. He's a new champion. Thanks for coming, Helms. All that journey, you got to sit on the sidelines, and then you lost it on a random Smackdown. Vince says, they're trying to ruin my reputation, Linda and Tori. I have to go and tell the truth to the public. That always works. And then Kurt says, I learned to tell the truth in the Cub Scouts. Austin says, you were in the Cub Scouts? Oh, yeah, I was in Cub Scouts, the Webelos, Boy Scouts. I did them all. Austin, what do you mean you did them all? My God. Good fucking grief. And then Austin, God damn it. Jeez, Austin saying that. What do you mean you did them all? Good Lord. Christian's still polishing Edge's trophy. Impending heel turn is impending. So Vince comes out to tell his side of the story. Well, they say you come into the world with nothing and you leave with nothing. That's not entirely true. You leave with either a good or a bad reputation. Asshole Chance. He's Linda, you have to believe me. Or Linda would have you believe I'm a womanizer. Linda, I've changed. I was simply testing Tori's loyalty. I'm sorry, Linda. Bullshit Chance. No, I'm really, really sorry. He's on his knees begging, and Austin's getting all moved and everything. And then wonder what the hell's happening. And then Regal and Tajiri run down, and Regal says, I hate to see you like this. It's your overwhelming kindness that made you do this. It's not your fault. Regal just spinning it, however, and then he hugs him. And Austin and Kurt are like looking like all shocked. That's where the meme came up, with like them looking like that. And then it's not my fault that I'm rich, that I happen to, women are all over me. It's not my fault that I happen to be well endowed, and Vince just goes back to being Vince. It was fucking great. And then the Hardys with Lita took on Billy Gunn and Big Show, Shogun, and man, that singles push for Billy didn't last. Match was fine. Swanton and leg drop by the Hardys on Show, but then the one and only to Matt, the Mississippi Boat Ride, the whatever the fuck you want to call it, and Show covers 1, 2, 3. And there you go. Thanks for coming, guys. Vince is then taking the night off and taking Tajiri to a nudie party, or a nudie bar. And Tajiri like, what the hell am I doing? So anyway, Austin and Kurt belittle Regal for hugging Vince and you make me sick, And Regal's just standing there, what the hell's going on? Albert and Edge for the IC title. Edge cuts a promo knocking Albert's theme. To be fair, it's Uncle Cracker. How could you not knock it? It's a catchy theme in the sense that it sucks. So, power versus agility. If you guys like the theme, that's fine. There's a low blow in the corner while Edge is looking up at the spotlight and then gets hit with the Baldo Bomb for 3. The roster apologizes to Test. We're sorry we beat you up. We got bad info, and Test leaves. To be fair, Test has every right to. Austin and Angle go rah-rah. We've got to stick together. Angle then says, well, he doesn't need you guys, but he wants to have you guys here, and he could beat up Booker T. He could beat up all of you. And that gets the roster to instantly turn on him. And then Austin just, puts his hat down and it's just like, what the hell are you doing? And storms off. Sky Tuati versus Dean Malenko with Saturn and Terry. Match is fine while Saturn sat on Finkel's lap. I miss Howard Finkel. Rest in peace, Howard Finkel. And then Saturn was shadowboxing and then puts on Scotty's visor, tries to do the worm. Dean tosses him out, gets hit with Scotty's worm. 1, 2, 3, and there you go. And DDP then says backstage he will beat Booker and mentions Taker, Kane, and Sarah. And then we get Tough Enough clips. And, man, I don't remember any of the other people besides Maven and Nitty, and I barely remember them. Poor Nydia deserved better. She really did. She actually wasn't that bad. Austin, fires up Angle. Hey, well, you can go get Booker. You can go beat up Booker. I could, but you better. You can go beat him. You're tough. And hold on to my hat, Steve. You got it. DDP versus Booker, WCW title match. Okay, well, at least it was better received, but it was received with apathy, so that isn't the best. And DDP takes over the crowd. Kind of Booker fires up DDP, shoves the ref, hits a DDT on a chair. The ref allows it. Nick Patrick, but then again, he's a shady ref. 1, 2, kick out. And then Undertaker distracts Booker, or not Booker, but DDP long enough for Booker to hit the most devastating maneuver in all professional wrestling. Surprise roll up 1, 2, 3. And then the chase is on. It's on the screen, literally, because how else will we see it? Angle tries to blindside him, or Booker that is, and gets hit with the axe kick and the title. Taker and DDP are in the parking lot. The WCW roster, well, Mike Awesome, Palumbo O'Hare, Lance Storm, and I think Hugh Morris attack. And then DDP is attacking Taker, and Shane's trying to get everybody to calm down. DDP attacks Shane. And then Booker gets glommed because they're like, this doesn't concern you, champ. He's your champion. So they're already doing the infight. And Bagwell, I believe that was Bagwell's last appearance. They were having the WCW roster infight already. It's fucking ridiculous. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.